Thunder is good, thunder is impressive, but it is lightning that does the work. A man is never more truthful than when he acknowledges himself a liar. Action speaks louder than words, but not nearly as often. Cauliflower is nothing but cabbage with a college education. Everything human is pathetic. The secret source of humor itself is not joy but sorrow. There is no humor in heaven. Many a small thing has been made large by the right kind of advertising. Only one thing is impossible for God: to find any sense in any copyright law on the planet. But who prays for Satan, who, in 18 centuries, has had the common humanity to pray for the one sinner that needed it most? The difference between the almost right word and the right word is really a large matter. 'Tis the difference between the lightning bug and the lightning. It is by the goodness of God that in our country we have those three unspeakably precious things: freedom of speech, freedom of conscience, and the prudence never to practice either of them. Grief can take care of itself, but to get the full value of a joy you must have somebody to divide it with. If you hold a cat by the tail, you learn things you cannot learn any other way. I don't like to commit myself about heaven and hell. You see, I have friends in both places. Golf is a good walk spoiled. Laws control the lesser man. Right conduct controls the greater one. Few things are harder to put up with than the annoyance of a good example. It's no wonder that truth is stranger than fiction. Fiction has to make sense. Facts are stubborn, but statistics are more pliable. Be careful about reading health books. You may die of a misprint. When your friends begin to flatter you on how young you look, it's a sure sign you're getting old. Apparently, there is nothing that cannot happen today. The secret source of humor is not joy but sorrow. There is no humor in heaven. The very ink with which history is written is merely fluid prejudice. When angry, count to 4. When very angry, swear. Everything has its limit. Iron cannot be educated into gold. Nose proves nothing. Often a hen who has merely laid an egg cackles as if she laid an asteroid. There is no sadder sight than a young pessimist. Be careless in your dress if you must, but keep a tidy soul. It is better to take what does not belong to you than to let it lie around, neglected. Necessity is the mother of taking chances. Training is everything. The peach was once a bitter almond. Cauliflower is nothing but cabbage with a college education. When in doubt, tell the truth. When people do not respect us, we are sharply offended, yet in his private heart no man much respects himself. I didn't attend the funeral, but I sent a nice letter saying I approved of it. I was seldom able to see an opportunity until it had ceased to be one. The man who is a pessimist before 48 knows too much. If he is an optimist after it, he knows too little. Civilization is the limitless multiplication of unnecessary necessities. It is curious that physical courage should be so common in the world and moral courage so rare. A person with a new idea is a crank until the idea succeeds. Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness, and many of our people need it sorely on these accounts. The man who does not read good books has no advantage over the man who cannot read them. If the world comes to an end, I want to be in Cincinnati. Everything comes there 10 years later. My books are like water. Those of the great geniuses are wine. Fortunately, everybody drinks water. Honesty is the best policy when there is money in it. The trouble ain't that there is too many fools, but that the lightning ain't distributed rye. Man is the only animal that blushes, or needs to. There are several good protections against temptation, but the surest is cowardice. Man was made at the end of the week's work, when God was tired. What is the sudden marriage of ideas which, before their union, were not perceived to have any relation? Don't say the old lady screamed. Bring her on, and let her scream. Let us not be too particular. It is better to have old second-hand diamonds than none at all. Against the assault of laughter, nothing can stand. The more you explain it, the more I don't understand it. Education consists mainly of what we haven't learned. Work consists of whatever a body is obliged to do. Play consists of whatever a body is not obliged to do. It were not best that we should all think alike. It is difference of opinion that makes horse races. I have never taken any exercise except sleeping and resting, and I never intend to take any. Substitute damn every time you're inclined to write very. Your editor will delete it, and the writing will be just as it should be. If man could be crossed with the cat, it would improve man, but deteriorate the cat.